So good morning, active traders, and welcome to TradingOpen.com. I'm Ken Calhoun, your host, president of the original Day Trading University and now Trade Mastery as we continue to expand operations around the world. It's great to see so many new folks here on board with our live room experience, serving the world's traders since 1999 and the room since the year 2000. So the trading room of choice for professionals and home retail traders alike for nearly 2 decades, for a reason. And I appreciate y'all's loyalty and being members here. As always, all information is for educational use only. We're not making any advice or recommendations about what to buy, sell, or hold. By watching this, you hereby agree not to make any actual trades, but only to use a demo account. We do not do anything in a live account. It's all for educational use only in a safe, intelligent, smart, focused learning environment. For proof, I've been running the live room here since the year 2000. Trusted by the world's traders. This should be a 18-year anniversary. Anyway, been around since the dawn of time. You may have seen me in this month's issue of Stocks and Commodities magazine with Day Trading ADX Breakouts. I'm a regular columnist and have been publishing in Stocks and Commodities for 10 years now. And I have a monthly Trading on Momentum column that you may want to tune in for if you are a subscriber to Stocks and Commodities. And if you're not, fix that and subscribe. It's money well spent. Anyways, you may have seen me at the Traders Expos as a featured speaker for Money Show around the world. You may have seen me in person in my live Las Vegas seminars, complete with showgirls and lots of smart traders having an outstanding time. Always great to see the world's traders join me, and I work my tail off for you guys, and I hope that this morning will give you good specific insights in terms of exactly what to look for and how to trade it. The 4 top strategies we cover here at Trading Open are not only the charts and the nuances of breakout patterns, whether it's bull flags or bullish cups or gap continuations or 2-day highs, but also candlesticks and tape reading. I'm an expert in both, and we look at how to use the time and sales window with tape reading for candles and also price action momentum moves, and focus most of our energy on morning gappers and secondarily on breakouts. So a lot to learn here. When we scan for the best stocks out there, generally they're between 20 and 70, usually 20 to 40 a share is the wheelhouse that we focus on here, with volume of at least 15,000 shares a minute. So we don't have big spreads, but they're liquid and they're highly volatile, and we look for gaps in previous days' big movers. Minimum 1 point daily trading range, the ATR, with high volatility and volume, with clean, wide, tight, open breakouts and gaps. Much more intelligent approach than you may have seen anywhere else in the world. And I do have a 3-week now trial for just $7. So if you're not yet a trial member, we've got a lot of new folks on board. You may want to try that. You get 3 whole weeks with me. I take all the risk. It's only $7, and if you want to stay on, it's only $97. I used to charge, I can get $4.95 a month, but I since came up with a lower price model because there's so many new members. So for that reason, you may want to try the basic version of the room at $97 a month. But anyway, it's 3 weeks. It's just $7 with PayPal or Visa or whatever you want. So do consider that. Stocks to avoid: under $10 low float pop and drop BS, or less than 15,000 shares a minute volume. And the reason for that is you get wide spreads, and you want nice, clean, big, wide range charts that are easy to trade. What you don't want to do is these like young kids saying, I just made $5,000 trading thousands of shares of a $4 stock. That's a bunch of hogwash. What I call video game style scalping for tiny under 30-cent moves on risky thousands of shares. The cheap stocks often have circuit breaker halts and wide spreads. So places to avoid: anybody that claims to be making thousands of dollars routinely is full of crap, and they're just using a demo account, but they are trying to pass it off as a real money account. You should be aware of that. The CFTC's cracked down a lot on that, but there's still operators out there that try and make claims of huge real money profits to lure in unsuspecting traders with get-rich-quick promises that don't work. You don't want to trade anything with low float, low volume, under $10 stocks. That's the realm of college kids and amateurs and speculators. It doesn't work. And of course, those rooms often have impossible fills, after the fact claims of wins. They front run, they dump shares into the market to their unsuspecting traders, usually amateur, young, under 40-year-old guys that don't know what they're doing, and they use sim accounts that they pass off as real. So, and of course, they try and upsell constantly into BS indicators and scanners and costly courses. Now on sale for half off. Just say no. Stop the madness. There's got to be a better way. Instead, what you want to look at are high volume, high volatility charts. Usually in the $20 to $70 share range is what I found most professional traders like, and so do I. So with at least a 1 point range and 15,000 shares a minute or higher volume. We don't want the large cap stocks or E-minis. They're usually choppy, both. They don't have sustainable ranges. Of the two, probably scalping E-mini futures is a little safer. Definitely safer. Well, I shouldn't use the word safer, but lower risk associated with scalping E-minis compared to the under $10 crap stocks. But they're all areas to avoid. I like to specialize in things that have a combination of my two favorite V's, volume and volatility. We're almost going to get into the charts just a second. I got a lot of new faces here on board, and thanks to all 682 of you for registering. I appreciate another epic turnout. Best place in the world to learn how to trade stocks professionally. Anyway, trade wide, not deep. Or as Sosnoff says, trade small, trade often. Exactly correct. You want to practice many patterns, look for early exits, use a step-by-step process, get good at break-even stops, develop a plan that works for you. Good common sense, professional, step-by-step, strategic day trading is a lot more intelligent of an approach than anything else out there. I think we're about done. Okay, this is the last PowerPoint, I promise. Your progress as a trader, I want you to follow several positions like a professional trader. Using a demo account like this. This is not a real money account. This is my Interactive Brokers, and it says here you can see simulated trading. Make sure that you're following, say, half a dozen or so charts, and you set up your buy and sell stop orders. The way you do it as a professional day trader is you've got to set up your order flow before the opening bell, because otherwise you're chasing with market orders and you get whipsawed out and stopped out. It makes a lot more sense to set up your order flow so you automatically get fills. And again, these are only active starting at 9:30. Okay, so we don't trade anything pre-market, but we set up our order flow pre-market, and that's a good differentiation for why so many traders have trusted me over the years. I teach you guys the mechanics of how a real trader does this stuff. So what you want to do is set up at least 3 or 4, and if you're a newbie, if you got less than 10 years experience, at least 2 or 3, okay? If you're more experienced, maybe half a dozen or so charts with both long and short triggers, your buy and sell orders set up with buy stop and sell stop orders before the market opens at the price points that I set for you in the breakout alerts table. Anyway, it's a numbers game. I'm not going to read all this. Let's get back into the charts. Let's see who is moving. One of the things that I want you to start thinking about is an intelligent approach to, correct trading is, and again, this is not for broke people. Day trading, if you've got a limited capital account, you've only got a few $1,000s, you should spend that on education and training or something, or save it, or just buy an index fund or something. The day trading pattern day traders rule says you got to have 25K or more. What you don't want to do is try and trade with some overseas unregulated broker in the Cayman Islands or some crap like that. Not only is that a no-no from the IRS and SEC standpoint, but it's extremely risky. So don't try and evade the pattern day traders rule. Follow the law. Follow the letters of the law. Ask any regulatory compliance officer and they'll tell you that. Play by the book. Anyway, let's take a look at our hot charts today. One of the things you want to look for is thanks, Jack's telling me Seagate's moving. We'll take a look. Look at which charts have good gaps, breakouts, and we also have inside charts that have previous day's big ranges. I like the fact that WU is headed up here. It's getting close to 21.2, so let's adjust that out to 21.30. The way you would do that in the brokerage interface would be set that 21, so you change it from the 21.20 to 30, click update, and you're good to go. Now I use Interactive Brokers. This is a demo simulated trading account. And that's what you want to do to learn in a safe learning environment. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate all the kind words. Good to see y'all, and yeah, Happy New Year's to all of you. I appreciate the kind words. Anyway, WU, what the heck? It's running. We'll see if it runs into the open. We got just about 5 minutes till today's opening bell. Now, Square had a previous day. Again, I use a 2-day professional chart, and I also use the intraday candlestick chart that I zoom in on occasion for y'all. But one of the things you want to look for is momentum runners, and who is starting to take out early new highs into the opening bell. And professionally, what you're looking for is new order flow, right? Where's new order flow? Where's new money coming in? We don't want to chase. We'll see where this guy goes, but it continues on up. Woo looks good, right? Again, I have no idea what company this is. Oh, okay, it's Western Union. Okay, well, telegraph this, baby. We'll see if it keeps running on up. I don't want to chase this guy. Let's push this out to the 50. You don't want to trade anything pre-market, but you do want to follow these things pre-market so that you can have an intelligent approach to identifying the momentum gainers into the opening bell, because you're looking for institutional money flow. And as an experienced day trader, what you want to do is play a rack of trades of things that are likely to keep running in market. So anyway, let's go through these top down. SQ, gap, it's pulling back. We'll see if it bounces or fades. WU we looked at. Watt has a nice gap up today, doesn't it? It had a 22 close yesterday, or I should say Friday, gapped up to 24, ran up to 25. We use whole numbers. 25 resistance, pulled back to the 24 support zone. Best play in this would be a bounce here and a secondary long up here, and we'll see if Watt takes that out at 25.20 in place to lock and load for WATT. Next chart for us to look at, we only got a few minutes till the bell, is Deutsche Bank, DB. Somebody cashed out their savings account and it's sold down, but it's starting to get a little bit of a bounce. Boom! We'll see if it gets more price action in today's markets. Deutsche Bank 18.6 is our long call. We got a 17.80 short if it collapses. We stay away from inside congestion boxes. I learned that the hard way. Two of you had mentioned Kohl's, and thanks for that. It's doing a gap up, not blowing my hair back yet, but it is parked up here at a 2-day high, so we'll see if it preferably takes out new highs over that 59.50 resistance area, or if it does a gap and trap and sells on down under 58, whole numbers support. Either way, we are good to go. Next up to bat, we've got JD. Kind of a gap fade. It's pulling back down off its highs. We've got a 45.20 short trigger, 46.30 long. And two more to look at. CRSP. This is an inside chart. Did a big bearish cup. You can see a head and shoulders breakdown here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and schwang. It's down here today with the gap down. What's the most strategic technical importance is, do we find support at 22.6? Yes or no? Now, this is most likely with this configuration to go short because sellers are in charge of this guy. So short down here would be indicated. We got a 22.30 short trigger. If it bounces, we got a trigger way up here at 25.20. I may tighten that up, but we'll see which way that one goes. CRSP. And last but not least, we've got ERJ. What I like about this is a mean reverting pivot, right? This is called a mean reversion. You may have seen my articles where it sold down, it bounced, and it continued on down. That's a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC wave. It sold off sharply. It bounced to around 50%, the mid-range, and then continued its downtrend. We'll see if there's some headroom up here for a long or if it continues to go short down here. So we are ready. Market open is imminent. And for those of you who are new, how many of you would agree, by the way? I'm just curious. I got so many of you here holding steady at 682 registered. How many of you would agree with the fact that it's a good, transparent, honest, correct, professional approach for anybody that runs a live room, as I have the last 17 years, to put their triggers out there in front of everybody, well-defined ahead of time? See, there's a lot of con men out there running live rooms that say, oh yeah, I was in thousands of shares and I'm selling now, making a fortune. And they use some demo account, Photoshop crap to try and sell an image that's not true. What's true is you should be able to follow somebody clearly that has long triggers and short triggers set up ahead of time each day. That's why we got so many folks here, I'm honest. Anyway, here we go, gang. 1, 2, 3. Ding, 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 ding. And they're off out of the gate. Step number 1. Let's go step by step to a professional day trading approach. Step number 1 is follow your market. And a good way to do that is with your candlestick chart. What's the S&P doing? Our spiders are getting new high buyers. We are getting some buyers coming into the stock market. If you got an E-mini feed, you can use that too. The same chart. Same chart, same channel, different chart, but you can use the E-mini chart or your spiders chart. Everyone should have the spiders chart, right? So you can follow, is the market going up or down? The second thing to look at on the open is your ARMS indices. There's both a NASDAQ and a New York Stock Exchange trend. Be sure to look at my YouTube video or in the Learning Center for that. And let me give you the link to the Learning Center. I believe I put the trend video in there. It's on my YouTube channel, Trading Television. Anyway, we have a long bias trend, most notably in the NASDAQ market. This is the NASDAQ trend. I don't have time to explain the trend, but we got a long bias market in the trend, so we're good to go. The next thing you do is sort through your percent change quote box to see who is starting to get an early lead. Yeah, Woo's starting to run. We'll see if it continues on up. Use a break-even stop on Woo. If it gets back to the 50, go to cash. Next long would be a high at 21.8. Thanks, Tracy, for a heads up on that. So Woo. On the count of three, you guys around the world, let's all go Woo. Western Union. Woo. Sell half now. Trail a stop at break-even on the rest. And that's your first winner chicken dinner, baby. June. Flawless victory. You get so excited. You probably had too much coffee. Coffee is a day trader's better, at least my best friend. Anyway, you guys got it? 21.50 in, we're 21.80 out. New traders, sell it all now. Boom. Because we're getting near a whole number. That's why. And it looks like we got a little red candle there. So that'd be a good time to sell it all now. Everyone else, trail a hard stop at 21.8. 2 for 2, baby. Boom. Compare my performance to anybody in the world that runs a live room. That's why I've been running the room since, I don't know, freaking year 2000. I've been around 17 years. Compare me to anybody. Please. Epic win. Sell it all now. Sell all open long now. And if you trade like a boss, it should go little something like that. Ching! Flawless victory. He shoots, he scores, the crowd goes wild. Now this is a demo account, hence the nice big word simulated trading. This is not a real money account, but I still did 514 papers. Sell it all now, Sparky. Get out of this guy. It's going to drop like I'm a champ when it comes to day trading. I'm the world's top expert in stock day trading. Or one of them, one of the very short list of guys actually knows how this stuff works. Sell it all right now. Any question? Western Union telegraphed this, baby. Sold the exact freaking top at, where was it? 22.13. So pretty damn good. Now it's still running up, and maybe your mileage may vary. Maybe it keeps running on up, but that would be a good time to get out of this puppy. Square's starting to drop. I would just cover it out at scratch, or he's covered up with a small win right now. So cover out any open square short now, bank a small profit. And that's like $580, the easy way on the open. And again, demo account use only. This is a demo account, but that's how you day trade and manage your entries and exits. Wait till I get started. If you ever saw the great movie Princess Bride, inconceivable. If you want to trade professionally, you got to learn how to play with the big boys, right? You got to learn a more professional approach. You're not out there popping, dropping $3 low flow crap stocks like some of these amateur kids are saying. We like to focus on charts that actually have some momentum to them. Any questions? That's paper trading, almost $600 with 2 trades right on the open. That's what we call the room cleverly, trading the open. And I called the cover on the short. It's still dropping. If you guys are still short, you're doing better than I am, which is fine. I love to see my students do better than I do. But anyway, Square, I said to go short 40.7. That's 60 cents in the money. New traders, actually everybody, I would absolutely cover it all out right now. I personally covered it a little too early, but that's all right. If you guys are doing better than me, that's more power to you. The reason for my call on the cover of the short is because we're right near a 40, which is a whole number support line. Oftentimes you'll see things bounce at whole numbers. So I said to go short at 40.7. I'm saying to cover here 40.3. Bank a 40-cent profit and you're done. Any questions? Lather, rinse, frickin' repeat. Tick-tock. I love the movie Hitman's Bodyguard. My favorite line of the movie is from Samuel Jackson when he said, tick-tock, and a cuss word. That's how you day trade. Tick-tock, blank, blank. That's how you do it, baby. Good. Anyway, that was a good call. I do say so myself. What else we got going on here? CRSP is trying to take out new highs, getting a little pep in its step. We got a 25-20 long call. We're not quite there yet, but it's knocking on the door. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. We go long if this guy gets over 25-20. The short trigger, let's tighten this guy up. 22.30 is still good later, but I'd put in a 24.30 in case this bullish cup is done. One and done, and that's what you do. So I'm going to tighten up that trigger from the 22.30 in my demo account to 23.30. I like to do, does this help you guys, to get good honest trade logs of actual demo account trades made for you guys using the alerts here with good, honest, candid, transparent, fully honest, hopefully professionally explained step-by-step walkthroughs. It probably feels a little fast for those of you who haven't been doing this for 20 years. Welcome to my world. The professional trader's approach is one in which you've got a set of trades set up ahead of time to capitalize on market moves, so it makes it a lot easier. So you're not chasing. You should never chase as a trader. You should always just implement and follow through the right way. Well, thanks. Traders asking about JNP. Let's take a look. Oh, anyway, let's take a look at our chart. So where are these guys going? Woo is starting to, Western Union is fading back off the top. I sold 22.13 in my demo account. That was a perfect within an exact freaking dime of the exact top, right? That was a good exit call. So much about successful trading, doing thousands of real money trades, I can tell you, is not just about chart patterns. It's about the math and the money and the mechanics and both historical and implied volatility and managing your exits. Exit stage left with profit intact before the crowd comes in, right? I founded the original Day Trading University. Then I had a lot of copycat universities came on after me, but I'm the original. Check the Who Is domain registry for proof. You'll see I'm the original first ever university site for stock traders. Any other university site, you can see they registered their domains after I did and copycatted. Anyway, I'm the original. I got you guys out of 22.13 within a dime or so of the exact top and demonstrated it with my own demo account so you could see how it's supposed to work. Now, day trading is one of the toughest things you can do. It's not easy, and I'm trying to give you guys all the shortcuts that it took me nearly 20 years to learn, the hard way, of course, because I'm stubborn. I don't know who else is in the stubborn club, but welcome to my world. I tend to have things drilled into my head a few hundred times before I learn the hard way what to trade and what not to trade. But one starts to gain clarity and focus and intelligence once you learn what's worth trading and how all this stuff works. These squares finding support off that 40. Somebody had mentioned Valiant. This is an inside chart. Maybe good for a pivot at some point soon. Let's do what 23.6 makes sense. So 23.60 on a pivot long in Valiant if it bounces. I do momentum short, even though it's at a risky area. It's pretty strong directional downtrend, so 23.30 would be a momentum short. I don't like that it's right above a previous day's high because we may bounce off the 20, but that's the first place I'd look to get short this guy would be 23.30 on a continuation. So what's next? What's next? Well, we look to see who else is starting to run. And if any of you see any stocks between $20 and $50 a share on high volume and volatility, for those of you who trade these cheap, horrible stocks like CNET, let's bang away at 6.5. Risky, probably will not work out. Highly speculative, horrible, stupid stock for college kids, but it is what it is. 6.5 and 6.7 would be the earliest long and a 5.80 on the short. That'd be my official calls on CNET. I like the fact that it recovered inside the previous day's range. So it started the day off rolling out of bed on the wrong side of the bed, but it's starting to bounce, get a little pep in its step. One thing that you'll notice is that, if you're looking for bull flags or looking for pullbacks and uptrends, that's usually good so you're not chasing. It'd be nice to see a pullback right now before it takes out the 650. If it just keeps running on up over which it's trying to, use a break-even exit on it though, right? Rebuy over 670. Use a break-even exit because we want to see pullbacks before things continue on up. Just trying to hit you right on a shooting star is usually dangerous. Chasing, like back when I was day trading in 1999 and the pre-decimal trading days, we had all these momentum runners and they're good, but oftentimes you get bad fills or you get stops and you get circuit breaker halts and you get all that kind of stuff. So cheap stocks like this are usually kind of risky. Okay, sell it now. Sell half now from the 650. That's almost 30 cents in the money. 650 was my long. Sell half of it, or sell it all now if you're new. Sell all CNET now. Take the money and run, baby. Boom, flawless. Any questions? 670. Also dancing with the stars. We're up in the money. Sell it all now. I would sell all the CNET right now and take the money because we're getting near the magic whole number resistance at 7. Let's lock and load. Take the money and run. So even if you trade cheap-ass stocks, or pardon my French, trade cheap amateur stocks like CNET, I still nailed 2 good calls for you guys live in the markets. Compare that. And I called the exact top on the sell, by the way, at the whole number. On a silver frickin' platter. Got it? That's how you day trade. I got you in at 50 and 70 and out at the right under the 7, right? And that was a good exit call. That's how if you are going to insist on day trading these cheap stocks, make sure they got lots of volume and volatility, which is rare, but this one did have it, so that's why I said to go long, long again, and we sold the top. And that's a day trader's life, a day in the life of a day trader. I'd be mostly done for the day today, okay? I would not be screwing around. If I make my nut for the day, if I make a few $100 demo account trading here, if I make at least a few $100 on the day, I'm done, right? You hit and run day trade. That's what we do. We don't screw around. Or I missed all the ones that ran initially. What do? I don't know. Learn how to trade. Frick. It's a Battlestar Galactica word. Frack. I don't know what to tell you. You got to trade like a champ. You can't screw around. There's a quick and the dead. You're trading against guys like me, and we're the best and the brightest. We're not going to give it up. And we're out before you guys know what hit you, right? It's like a bank heist. If you ever saw the great movie Heat, great movie about a big bank heist. That's what you do as a day trader in the stock market. You're in there, you're hitting, running, take big wins, or take a sequence of modest wins, and you're done, right? Your work is done. So those are the only ones that hit today so far, but that's enough, Our daily work is pretty much done. I mean, I'll stick around for another 15 minutes in case anything else runs, but a good professional's approach is front-loaded for success. What you're doing is you set up your order flow, a little something like this, before the freaking stock market opens. Then you let your broker do the heavy lifting. And you got to use a direct access broker. For Pete's sake, don't use some overseas broker in the Cayman Islands or some browser-based broker for cheap people who don't know how to trade. Use a professional trader's workstation, something like, a TradeStation or Thinkorswim, or I use Interactive Brokers, but use a good direct access broker, because otherwise you're just gonna hasten your slaughterage of your trading account. You got to have professional tools if you're gonna play with the big boys, right? It's like going on stage with a kazoo or something, and I've got a professional $3,000 instrument, and you guys are playing a kazoo. So make sure you got professional tools as you're looking for entries and exits. That's good, honest calls, right? 0 stops, 3 wins. Game over. Any questions? I'm serious. Any questions? You see it stalled at the 7. Now, amateurs would be looking for the next play. Is there another play? Derp. No. Game over, Sparky. Game over. I said to go long at 615, 670, and sell at 690. That was it. Don't screw around. It's frustrating sometimes as trader. It's not so much frustrating. I just feel sorry for traders that don't know the difference between a professional, specific, accurate, deadly accurate call, but like I did today, right? I run this like a squawk box, like with my institutional guys. You make your calls, you take your shots, you're done. You don't screw around and mollycoddle. You don't try and take third or fourth entries because you missed out on the big one that ran up without you. You know, professionals have a much different approach to the market than amateurs, as you might expect in any industry, and trading's even more so probably. You know, there's the quick and the dead. And the way to capitalize on quick moves is to make sure you set up your orders like I demonstrated for you in my demo account before the market opens. And in the meantime, the spider's doing jack squat, right? We're a tenth of a percentage up. It's nothing, right? Stock market's doing nothing. It's a Monday. That's why I don't run the room on Mondays usually, except for these free events, but once a month. But because the stock market doesn't get off its butt, doesn't get off its lazy butt and move until usually midweek days like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which is why I run the room on those 3 days, because days like today usually kind of quiet, sort of kind of quiet. So I think that's a good, intelligent, honest, accurate way to teach you guys the right way to day trade the markets, is pick charts that actually have really good volatility. Valiant's trying to do a little Valiant bounce. Use a break-even stop at 23.6 if you're in on that 23.6 pivot in VRX. I wouldn't be too excited about it, though. Don't get your panties in a bunch. Kohl's is starting to drop. Thanks to the traders who called that. I didn't put that one in my demo account because I was teaching you guys. But if you went short of 57.50, that's our fourth winner of the day. 50 cents in the money. Now 30 cents. Cut it all out now if you want is fine because we're at a whole number. Take the money and run. 57.50 was my short call. 57.03 or 16 or whatever is cover. Take the money and run. Cover while cover short while the sellers are still there, because it may well turn around, right? Hit the short, it ran down. We're at a whole number, which is a likely support zone. Not to say it's not going to keep dropping, but it's good to get out of the building before the crowd tries to, right? There was a really good day trading book back in the 90s about a guy who made an analogy about trying to exit a theater that's or a restaurant or something that's on fire, and everyone's trying to make their way to the exits all at once. And that's kind of day trading. We call the short, we call the cover here, because when it's obvious to the crowd that they should be covering, then you get a short squeeze and it bounces up sharply, and you may sacrifice some or all of your profit. So instead, it's a smart idea to cover a short while sellers are still in charge, or sell out a long while buyers are still in charge, like on that initial big winner in Woo, right? I got you guys in at 21.50 and 80 and out near the whole number because that was a good exit target right near 22, right? So they're still squeezing up. You sell into the buyers before it's obvious that the party's over, right? Kind of like musical chairs, and you're walking around in a circle and you want to get out before the crowd does. It's a much more professional way to trade the markets than what you may have seen elsewhere. Watt's continuing up. I would sell it all, take the money and run. ERJ is starting to drop for us, but it looks like it's going against us. ERJ, where'd I call it short? 25.40. Looks like it tagged it, but it's starting to bounce. Use maximum cover stop at, say, 25.50. Maximum cover stop. Use a 10-cent stop maximum on the ERJ short. That's what I'm using. I'm updating right now. So my rack looks like that. Got it? Bazinga. I'm short, but nervous short. So I put a cover stop at 25.50 because if this short bounces, I want it to not cost me much. See, I'm all about being a cheap ass blank, blank, blank. I'm cheap. I do not like to take stops. I am extremely risk averse. I want to take bigger winners, smaller stops in a demo paper trading account, which this is. It's a simulated. This is not real trades. These are demo account trades. What you want to do is practice like this in a safe learning environment here at Trading Open so you can learn the order flow, right? Anyway, that's what a racket trade should look like for an experienced trader. So those are my calls today. Now, does that make sense? And I don't try and pass this off as real money trader trades like other people do. I tell you, this is a demo account, and that's how you should learn. You should spend your first 5 or 8 years learning to trade the markets in a demo account. You're not going to become the next cheap stock millionaire. Sorry to break the news there, Sparky. It takes a lot of years to learn this. And these are the mechanics of, I'm a good experienced trader, and I can help you guys learn the patterns, the entry and exit dynamics, the timing skills, your technical chart patterns, and the rest of it. But the main thing is the performance of my alerts is baller, right? I'm a Wall Street expert. I know this stuff, right? Anyway, that's why people trust me and have for the last 17, 18 years now at Trading the Open, because I know this stuff. Any questions? So we're stopless with 3 wins. And by the way, it's okay if you take some itty bitty wins like under $100 or stops near $100. That's part of the game, right? That's part of what you do as a trader. This guy's getting close back to market. Let's go ahead and buy it at market because I want it to cost. I'll take a small hit. Okay, $40. Again, paper trading. That's okay. We're back. It may keep dropping, but we're getting close to the 10 o'clock hour. So I'm going to just. That's how I trade. Just so you guys know. So I put in, this is a demo account, paper trading, but I put in a buy market order to cover the short for a $40 stop. And I have a $440 win, a $515 win, a $70 win. Do the freaking math. That's how a day trader's account should look. And I'm done, right? I'd be sticking a fork in it. I'm absolutely positively. I'm going to freaking close these other orders out because I would not be interested in trading any further today. Yes, let's delete, delete, delete. And so what we're left with is the executed demo account trades. And I'm done. That's how a day trader trades. Any questions? I'm finished for the day. I would be done. I am done. Be clicking the, one of my favorite buttons in the whole freaking trading industry is the X to close down my Interactive Brokers Traders Workstation. But any questions on how it's done? I want you to start getting confidence. I can do this like clockwork. I've been doing this for 17 years, so I'm an old schooler. I've been around since the dawn of time, since dinosaurs walked the earth. That's a good, honest rack of trades with good specific ahead of time calls, with good live real-time exits in a demo account. How much is that up? I don't know, $900 or something net. What are we at? 970. 980, almost 1,000. Maybe it's over 1,000. Yeah, it's over 1,000. Anyway, less 40. So the high $900, and that's fine. If you can make $600, $700, $900 a day keeps the real job away. But again, you got to pay your dues and learn how to trade with a demo account so you get the nuances of this. This is what you see after a guy who's been doing this for nearly 20 years. Okay, it took me, and I do this for a living, so I've been teaching traders since 1999 how to day trade the markets. And compare this to anybody. You simply will not find better stock day trading calls anywhere that I've seen, at least, right? The main thing is getting your exits right. So you saw me walk you through a small stop, which is smart. You saw me walk you, and see, I got out the exact frickin' bottom. Ha, 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 ha. See, if I had screwed around and dinked around in this would now be like $240 or $340 stop loss. I got out with a 10-cent haircut near the exact bottom, right? So $40 I can live with, right? And that was on a 1,000-share demo account trade, right? So that's nothing, right? That's Manini. That's tiny. But any questions? That's what I teach you guys, is this kind of approach in trading the open. I don't do the Interactive Brokers thing every single session or anything. I mostly focus on the charts and the timing and tape reading and technicals and the 1-minute candlesticks. But I just wanted to show you, the performance potential of the room using a demo account so that you can see exactly how the stuff actually works. And again, we didn't just do 1 or 2 stocks. We had 4 that hit, which is fine. Hopefully that's not beyond your comprehension level, that trading 3 or 4 instruments makes a lot more sense than just trading 1 or 2, especially cheap, junky stocks, or trying to trade 20 or 30 or something. But 3 or 4, I think you guys can manage, right? Am I right? Anyway, that's how day trader works the market. I'm going to stop the recording momentarily and put this up on my YouTube channel so thousands of people can see how it's done. But anyway, I'd love to see you guys as members. I do, if you want more of the same, and again, I should be charging like I used to charge and get $495, $500 a month on the room because it's so good, right? My calls are baller, right? And I'm a top industry expert in day trading. I'm so modest too. My wife's from Japan. She just gets shocked with how immodest I am. But you got to be bold. Anyway, you do get a 3-week trial. It's just $7 with the money back guarantee even, so you're not risking anything. Join me the next 3 weeks. What do you got to lose? Absolutely nothing. If you want your $7 back, I'll give it to you. I think I actually had one or two in swing scans. I don't think I've had anyone ask for the money back in Trading Open for the $7 trial. But anyway, you're well, and you could see why. I give you outstanding professional grade training with alerts that are actually work out most of the time, and the training and the professional skill set development. So you get the mental tools that you need, the pattern recognition skills by looking over my shoulder each morning as we work through these charts together. I said to sell here. Any questions? Perfect exit, Collins. And that one I wasn't even doing in my demo account. I walked you guys through this one live. That was the 2 long calls at 657 and out at the 690 because we're running into resistance at 7, right? That was a good call. 2 winners on that one. Winner on this big watt. This is my favorite chart pattern in the whole universe. Minor gap with the bullish cup continuation breakout, right? Minor gap runners are my specialty. It's what I've taught so many traders over the last almost 20 years. See, good smart traders, I hope that I get a lot of heads nodding and you guys are saying, oh, that's how it's done. He was out much sooner than I am. That's what you should be saying to yourself. Professional traders, you don't know what hit you, right? You're trading against guys like me. May the trading gods have mercy on your trading account, Soul, if you try and trade against a guy like me, right? I know how to do this thing. I'm in it to extract as much as I can out of the markets each day, each session that I trade. I'm trying to keep it focused on intelligent calls that actually work out. I should be charging like I used to the $495 a month because, do the math. That was today alone. And these are good, honest calls that were made beforehand. No fudging the numbers. We had a stop. We had 3 wins, almost $1,000 in wins and a $40 stop, just to keep things honest. And that's how you day trade the markets like a champ. That's what you want to look at is baller calls and good charts that actually have a shot to run and do it the right way with good, intelligent, strategic focus, very specifically explained step by step with walkthroughs. And I'm very, as you can tell, I like to talk. I like to give you guys specific advanced training that you can actually use. We don't just sit here in quiet solitude like the lazy people who run live rooms do. Let's look at this for 20 minutes. TikTok. You guys have to watch that movie Hitman's Bodyguard with Samuel Jackson and Ryan, I forgot his last name, Ryan Reynolds, I think I want to say. Anyway, great movie, Hitman's Bodyguard. Make sure you watch the Fast and the Furious car movies too with Vin Diesel and I like Jason Statham. He's my favorite action star. The mechanic movies he was great in. But anyway, get a little flavor. Start to learn how to trade more professionally. Get a good sense of timing and action and volatility. Join me at tradingtheopen.com. It's the right way to learn how to day trade the markets. You have my word on it. I guarantee your satisfaction. If you're not happy with your 3-week trial, I will cheerfully refund your $7 and send you on your merry way. This is not for speculators. It's not for amateurs. It's not for stupid people. This is for smart, intelligent, focused, professional traders. So I even put together a slide that says who it's not for, because that's important. It's not for get-rich-quick gamblers. It's not for cheap, risky stock speculators. It's not for unintelligent people and morons. It's not for the lonely, bored, sad chit-chatters. Like, I don't know, if you don't have anything to do with your life and you want to sit around and chit-chat with people all day long, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, this ain't for you. Or for unfocused, lazy-ass people that don't want to make this thing work. It's not who this is for. This is for the best and the brightest, and that's why I've been here for 17 years at your disposal. And I hope that I can help you guys turn the corner. Again, minor gap continuation runners like the big winners we had in Western Union starting at 2150. We didn't get in too early because often you get a shake. We got in right at 2150 and again 2180 and then out right near the 22, right? Or 2213 I think was my exit. Let's see if there's any other charts. This guy was out. Where were we at? 22.13. So that's where my sell order was. Compare that performance to anybody that runs a live room. Please. I encourage competition. I've had a standing challenge to anyone in the trading industry to go head-to-head against me trading stocks for a day trading championship, whether it's at a money show or other event. 0 freaking people have taken me up on that. I've had that open standing challenge for over 15 years. Nobody will go head-to-head against me with a live real money stock day trading account because they know I'll kick their ass, right? So what a surprise. I have no takers. I stand alone. I'm Day Trading University. I'm Ken Calhoun. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Question from Steve. Did I see GoPro? I've seen it. I've traded it before. I didn't see it today. Got sold off like a son of a gun earlier. But it's probably good for bounce plays if it gets some volatility. Not now, though. Thanks, though. I'll put that on the radar for my members tomorrow. We usually don't like cheap stocks like GoPro. I like GoPros. I have a GoPro Session 5, which is a neat little... That's where I filmed my chart. Interesting. But no, we don't want to trade stocks like this. They're risky. Maybe on a bounce if it pivots, but personally I'd leave it alone. It's after 10. But thanks for the heads up. It is a good volatile chart that's worthy of consideration. Just not today. It's already done its big move. Also, be aware, traders, that you always want to be on the lookout for, if the thing's already done its big move for the day. I don't know why there's no percentages showing here. It's interesting. Anyway, if it's already done its big move for the day, you don't want to chase it. Like Kohl's did its big drop on the day. The only play in this guy now would be what? I'd do a bounce trigger long. I'd say 56.40. It's 3/8 of a stick over a whole number. Stick is Wall Street talk for a point, and 3/8. I used to trade 3/8, which is 0.375 in decimal worlds, or round it to 0.4. But 3/8 of a stick over a whole number is a good pivot or breakout trigger. So 3/8 of a point above whole numbers is often a good pivot. We're seeing, I called the short and the cover earlier, so our winning short call was at 57.50. That's where I said to short it. As you guys covered on the way down, it's now finding support at the previous day's high, which is why I use a 2-day 1-minute candlestick chart. So that way you can see the exact support and resistance areas. If it keeps chopping and drifting down, that's fine. We leave it alone. But if it comes back to life, 56.40 would be the inflection point that I'd look at for a pivot long because it's above the previous day's high and it's holding support the last, 5 or 8 minutes. So, well, thanks. Hey, James, and thanks for joining for the trial. Any arguments for or against using options here? No, this is for stock day trading, not for derivative options. This is old school stock day trading for well-capitalized day traders. Well, thanks, Phil, saying fascinating stuff. Appreciate it, man. A question from Piley about if JD reaches 46.20, then what? Or 45.20, then what? 45.20 is the short trigger, 46.20 is a long trigger. Neither one's hit yet. That's why you got to play a field. You could see out of the 8 or 10 alerts here, we had 4 that hit and ran nicely for us, and that's good. And this one I call a stop, so we'll highlight that one in red to indicate. It was a 10-cent stop, the $40 stop. But anyway, so the red triggers, we go short underneath those if those hit, or we go long above the green ones if they hit. So whichever one hits first. So to answer your question, in JD, we go long if it gets over 46.30. We go short if it hits under 45.20 before 10 o'clock, which it didn't. So that's a no-go, right? We're all done now, right? It's 10 o'clock. So I stick around for my members in the regular sessions till 10:30, but I urge you to get most of your trading done by 10 o'clock in your demo account so you can take advantage of open range breakouts. After 10 o'clock, things are likely to kind of go sideways and drift and chop. So unless you got a compellingly high volume breakout in progress, it makes sense to wrap it up for the day at 10. Stick a fork in it, you're done. Professionals trade the open. Amateurs trade after we do, right? And you don't want to be an amateur anymore, do you? If you want to start working on potentially turning the corner in your trades and becoming better trained in what patterns and timing skills to look for. And the chart patterns like this that really make for great trade setups, I'm your man. I'm the right guy to learn this stuff from. So anyways, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I hope that I will get to see you as members. You can join me at Trading Open for 3-week trial for only $7, which is generous because that's a lot of hours of training with me, a top stocks and commodities author, money show expert, real money trader, and a guy who actually knows how this stuff really works. See, SKX Skechers was up. Seagate up. Yeah, Seagate was good. Thanks to the trader for mentioning that one. That actually might be a mean reverting pivot at some point. It might be worth a shot. Later. Kind of too late for a short. I'd play a bounce at 47.3 on that. Again, I like to do a good professional price action based trading approach using false breakout filters. You know, it's just the experience. I know as an experienced trader, it's likely to end badly if we go say long right now and hope we get a bounce or something. I'd wait for a head of steam or momentum to come in at least above 47.30 before looking for long. Earliest I'd go short on this would be a loss of the nearest whole number under say 45.80. That'd be my official short call in case it gives it all back, which it might. We don't predict, we react. But yeah, thanks to the heads up for the trader mentioning STX. And thanks, Jim, about Visa. That one's a little pricey, though. Well, thanks, Bill. Bill S. to say, no hype, just truth is appreciated. Yeah. Yeah, the truth of the matter is you got to learn how to trade with your timing, your technicals, and you still got to play the field. You know, that's the hard work of a day trader is you do have to prepare by setting up your order flow, at least 5 or 6 stocks. And again, unless you're completely lazy, that should not be a big challenge. You can set up your buy and sell stop orders in less than 5 or 10 minutes at the most. If you're really slow, it might take 10 minutes. But whatever, you can set up buy and sell stop orders within a few minutes for half a dozen stocks each morning, right? And that's the easy part. The tough part is following along with me to make sure that you get out when I say to get out. Because, you know, like I said, to sell at 690 or something here on CNET, that was the good call on the exit. But if you'd waited too long, you know, I mean, you got many minutes to get out, but I got you guys out near the exact top on the way up, no less. So you got quite a few minutes. What you'll find is for many of these charts, once they do their momentum run up, you know, what goes up must come down, right? So you get a nice momentum runner to the upside. We always teach here, and I have for decades, that we use whole numbers as exit targets. That's why I always say everybody sell now because we're getting close to whole number, because that's usually the place where you'll get a pivot, right? And that was the case here. It pivoted right off the whole number. So do be sure that you learn whole number pivot strategies for both longs and shorts, or up and down charts. Whole numbers provide, in addition to, even better is the 2-day, the previous day's high and low, but only second to that is whole number support and resistance. And you want to time your entries and exits as as an experienced day trader looking at how to get out. And I do that for you guys here in the live room. So that's the neat thing about the room is I will often, as I did on this one, say, okay, sell now into the buyers while we're still right under the whole number before it's obvious it's going to pivot. That's where we get out before the sellers come in. I get you guys in on the breakout before the sellers come in, which I did for you guys live here in CNET and all the others like Woo and the rest of it. So, but thanks for the comments and questions. I haven't read them off, but I do appreciate it. Any other questions? Feel free to let me know. Hey, you're welcome. Hey, thanks, James and Paley and Phil and Trace and Robert and Jim and Juan and Eddie and Frank and Jack. Thanks, Jim, saying great clinic. And thanks, I appreciate it. It took me a long time to figure all this stuff out for you guys. So I hope that it helps and keeps you on the right side of your trades and you figure this stuff out with me, with my help. But you have my word. I focus very, very much on the training and teaching and education here. As a former corporate trainer for Ford Motor Company and Rockwell International, McDonnell Douglas, Sheraton, and other big companies I've worked for, I've got a background in adult learning and education. And I also used to teach private college classes, over 104 courses and MBA courses I taught for various private universities when I was consulting back in the 90s. So I've got a lot of training and development, professional, not only course development, but interactive live training experience, and thousands of hours in the live room since 1999. So, or 2000, I should say, for the live room. So I got a lot of experience to share with you, and I hope that it, adds value to your life. I'm a good, honest, transparent guy. I don't try and BS or con you or make false performance claims or paint rosy pictures and say, you'll become financially free. Just join us and you'll make a fortune. And it's sad to me that some people are not intelligent enough to make a discerning, intelligent distinction about that, and they get suckered in by these people who are making get-rich-quick promises. That's not the truth of the situation. The truth is this is a very difficult, challenging thing to do, and you have to learn from a professional the details behind the trade, the details behind the calls. The devil's in the details, and so is potential success. So I like to give you very good, detailed, honest, well-explained walkthroughs as a professional trainer and trader to help you guys. So, well, thanks, Phil, saying true value trading training. Yeah, thanks, folks. I appreciate it. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. I'm out. We're after 10 o'clock. Nothing's going to happen now. It's all kind of quiet, choppy, no man's land. So we're out. Hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow morning. If you're not yet a member, try it out for $7 for the 3-week now trial. I used to do 2-week trials for years. Now it's 3 weeks. So I want to give you even more time to get experience. And if you can't make a day or two, you can log in a different day. Do join me, and I will see you guys coming up as members in our Trading Open live room. And again, the neat thing is I don't try and sell any overpriced courses or magic indicators or any of that kind of crap. I'm all price action. The only indicator I use is price and volume, and I use a leaderboard scheme that's, percent gain and percent loss list. It's another thing we didn't have time to cover today, I guess maybe a parting thought. The only place I look at, like any professional trader, is in eSignal I use Control L, which pulls up my leaderboard scan, and we look at the percent gain and loss list in both the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, and kind of visually just filter through, and that one's already covered for you guys. It's kind of choppy. We'll take a pass. We look at things with M's in them with lots of volume and volatility. And I'm already on top of the best ones for you guys, but occasionally I'll find one that I wasn't aware of. GameStop, game on. Nah, those are just okay. Look at the percent gainers, at least in the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE. I already had that one. That one I didn't have. I'll put it on the radar for tomorrow in case we get it's more likely to go down, right, and keep dropping. So we'll see if this AVLX does anything. I wouldn't be trading it today because it's probably not going to go much. It may slowly drift and chop down here. But I will have it on the radar for my traders tomorrow. So we'll follow up with that one tomorrow. And that's one thing you want to do is kind of a maintenance or homework activity, is that before you call it a day, before you stick a fork in it, do add a couple of other gainers or drop stocks that you want to follow in the next day on the watch list so you can pull those charts up first thing in the morning tomorrow morning and see where they're going for our current day. Because oftentimes, you get day-over-day volatility, and something that was a big runner today may also be a big runner tomorrow because it got everyone's attention, including the institutional traders. You've got lots of money flow coming in professionally to these instruments. But this is a great chart for a day trader. And thanks to the trader who mentioned this one. This is the kind of chart you should be trading, not cheap-ass stocks like CNET. Hey, ran up. I nailed the calls for you guys correctly, tied a pink bow on it, and deliver it to you on a freaking silver platter. But I hate those kind of charts. These are much better charts with big multiple points of range to work with, and they're still reasonably priced. They're not up like the FANG stocks like Facebook or Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. They're not over $100 or over $70 a share. They're still in the affordable $30 to $50 a share range, where you've got a perfect blend, the perfect storm brewing of volume and volatility. And the point range on this phenomenal from 43 to 50, a 7.5 point range. It's doing a mean reversion. It pulled back down to the midpoint. Inquiring minds want to know which way it's going to go from here. I don't know. I'm a trader. I'm not a psychic, but given pattern recognition skills, if the S&P is still going up, which it's not, If the S&P were going up, I'd be more likely to go long. But either way, you hedge your bets. You put a long and a short trigger outside of the current trading range on instruments like this, and that's how you do it. So anyway, thanks folks for being here. I hope that this has been a good, honest walkthrough of things that actually make sense and a good professionalism level that's unparalleled in the industry. So I'm a UCLA grad, former corporate statistician and quality engineer at the Ford Motor Company. I'm a guy who knows his numbers and has taught thousands, tens of thousands now traders since 1999. I hope that this makes sense for you to engage with me as a member at my tradingopen.com live room experience. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We're going to call it a day today. So until next time, trade with passion, trade with itty bitty stops, play the field, make the math work out, and let's go get them.